Let's go to volume 4D, page 57. Volume 4D of the County Assembly's documents at page 57. Were you able to collaborate from bank statements that indeed the monies were spent
yes.
in other ways other than compensating the victim? Let us go to page 60 of volume 4D.
That is true.
Confirm from, first of all, page 57, in whose name is that account?
Kericho County donation account.
Was that where monies in respect to?
This is where all the monies from the fundraiser were deposited in.
Page 4, volume 4D, honorable senators, at page 57. Go to page 60, and I want you to look at the last transaction. Page 60 at the last transaction.
The third last.
The last transaction.
Oh, the last transaction.
At page 60.
Yes.
Tell us what is the nature of that transaction and whether you know who the person that transacted was.
Fernandez Korir, who is a signatory to this account.
And what role does he play in the county?
Is the Director of Finance.
Is he the CFO?
CFO. That's okay. He's the Deputy Director, but CFO.
How much was withdrawn in cash?
423,000.
Can we go to the second last transaction on the same page?
Supertrix Limited Entertainments.
Was that the same company that you had discovered supplied tents and was supposed to be paid?
Yes,
how
in
much?
Londiani Stadium, 2,945,000.
Let's go to page 61.
61.
The second from the top. 61 of the same volume.
There's a withdrawal.
From who?
By Fernandez K. Korir.
How much?
300,000.
Let's go to the third transaction on the same page.
This is a withdrawal again.
By who?
Leonard Oti.
The amount?
100,000.
Let's go to the fourth transaction on the same sheet.
It's a withdrawal again.
How much?
By Leonard Oti, 300,000.
Council for the County Assembly, keep your eye on the clock. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Maybe perhaps at this juncture, I would seek for your indulgence to be just given 10 more minutes to complete with this witness. I will be able to shorten my examination.
Very well. 10 more minutes.
Thank you. What is the nature of that transaction?
It's a withdrawal.
Yes.
Of 300,000.
300,000.
By Leonard Oti.
Who is Leonard Oti?
This is a signatory to this account, and this is an employee of the county government of Kericho.
In what capacity?
He is an accountant.
He's an accountant. Are these people who are appointed by the governor to sit in this committee?
I believe this is part of the team that sat in the committee of the Londiani.
At the beginning of your testimony, did we see the governor saying that you'll direct the committee on how to utilize the money?
We saw the governor.
So do you then think that the governor was aware or ought to have been aware of the transactions that took place in this account?
This squarely puts, the statement of facts to the governor, because he committed that all the monies raised were meant for the victims, but up to 9 million cannot be accounted for.
Thank you. Did you have an opportunity to visit Londiani Hospital and any other hospitals that these monies are purported to have been paid to?
The ADO committee paid a visit to Londiani Hospital, Kericho Referral, and even up to Nakuru, where most of those patients were referred to.
What was unearthed from their physical interaction with these hospitals?
One, most of those hospitals, they had not, and they were never paid the amounts that they have been, that is indicated in the report to have been paid to these facilities.
So in your assessment, how much money from the donated amount never got its way to the victims?
9 million shillings.
To date, has the governor explained to your satisfaction or even to any level of satisfaction how that money was spent?
Even after the report has been produced. The governor has never given any explanation.
And when was the report produced and forwarded to him?
In 2023, that is the month of August.
2023, the month of August. So was this motion in anticipation of the report, or it was the report that came earlier?
It is the report that came earlier. And remember, this motion, the motion to impeach the governor in the previous impeachment, this motion featured as one of the grounds.
What were the specific recommendations you sent to the governor in respect of the handling of this fund?
That the monies that were meant for the victims, which the governor honored to ensure the victims were paid, was never paid. We requested the governor to investigate and ensure all the monies that were meant for the victims and the families that lost the loved ones was paid.
I am made to understand that the specific officials that were highlighted as having misappropriated this fund subsequently went to court to seek injunctive orders against the implementation of this report, correct?
Yes, they anticipated disciplinary action.
Just a minute. Is that true or not?
That is true.
Who were the parties of that case?
It was once Dr. Bor, there is a CEO, Betty Chebe, and others.
Was the governor an interested party in that?
He was an interested party.
Did the governor swear an affidavit for or against that request by the CCs?
He did in support of the officials.
So he went to court and asked the court not to implement the report. That's what
true.
you're saying?
That is true.
That is captured in an affidavit, correct?
Yes.
Would you then say that the governor had the intention of implementing this report?
He had no intentions of implementing the report.
To date, has the governor given any contrary audit or report of how these funds were used?
He's never.
Almost 1 year down the line.
2 years down the line.
2 years down the line. What would you say about his conduct then?
He's a complicit in the whole setup.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, thank you. I was looking at the watch. Thank you. Let's move to the other issue. Kazi Mtaani. Again, tell us when a report on the Kazi Mtaani initiative was made by the respective committee.
Kazi Mtaani, I sat as the vice chair, and the chairman was one Honorable Paul B.
Honorable Senators, may I refer you to volume 4A of the County Assembly's documents at page 229 to 355. Volume 4A, page 229 to 325. 355. Proceed, Mr. Rogoni, directly to the recommendations and findings of the committee, and tell us when this report was finalized.
This report, we did the report in the month of July. August, we came up with the report. Remember, the program started in February. And the findings, the report is with the governor, because once we've done our part as the assembly, a copy of the report is sent to the executive for implementation.
Yes.
But shockingly to date, the governor has never even implemented a single recommendation out of this report. And remember, the county government of Kericho, through the 2 municipalities, lost cumulatively 39 million.
And have you seen the response of the governor in respect to that allegation? What has he said about it?
From the replying affidavits in the previous motion, the governor alleged the county government of Kericho did not lose funds through the program. But from the report, you can see there are even companies that were not pre-qualified. They did nothing, but they were paid without a single document. I'm talking about the LSO, because if you're given a job to clean a place in town, you've got to have an LSO. Not a single LSO of all the 16 companies, 9 for Kericho and 6 for Litein municipality, were given or supplied with an LSO for them to process for the payments.
Maybe you might want to take some time and highlight, because not all of us are aware of this initiative. What was the nature of this initiative? How would it work, and who are the beneficiaries, and who are the participants of the initiative?
When the governor launched this initiative in 14th February 2023, it was meant to give an opportunity to the youth, the women, and the people, the marginalized from the two municipalities. That was more of like offering them a job opportunity through that program. But because there was no policy, the governor resorted to engaging those contractors who were doing jobs in the Department of Environment. Because there was no law, there was no legislation, there was no legislation to support the process. Now the governor used contractors procured in the Department of Environment underwater.
So are you saying that the money never got to the intended
now the youth and the women who appeared before the committee during the hearing, actually they were complaining because they were never paid. Initially, these contractors were supposed to pay them either weekly or after 10 days for a period that they signed the contract. But out of this, you can see from the report, there is even a contractor who was...
Take us to the specific page where those complaints were raised and what was the nature of those complaints.
So the report is page 230 of volume 4A.
So for my understanding and for record purposes, how were the youths of Kericho County supposed to receive or to get their cash?
These contractors promised to pay them by M-Pesa.
Correct?
Each, and they were assigned duties in the various parts of the municipalities.
So was it the contractor who would subcontract the youth, or it was the county that contracted the youth directly?
It was a contractor who contracted the youth directly, but supervised by the municipality, the municipal manager of that particular municipality.
Proceed and show us the findings of the report.
You can see the whole thing is voluminous, but let me just take you to page 253, because that is where, page 253, you can see down there, 252, sorry. There was only one director who appeared before the committee, and that is 4.6, director of Gleris Company Limited and Rehisa. Again, in this program, it was so funny where a contractor with two companies was given the job. So you can see he explained the number of days he was given from the BQ and the amount in that BQ. Out of this particular contractor was supposed to hire. In Kericho municipality, they had anticipated to hire 70 youth, 120 youth. In Litain, it was 70. But these numbers ballooned because of the number of contractors who were given the job. But then, they were supposed to still pay these men, youth, women, and the marginalized group.
So then ultimately, who were the beneficiaries of the funds that were utilized under the Kazi Mtaani initiative?
These contractors.
Those contractors. And can you confirm that the Kazi Mtaani initiative was the governor of Kericho's program?
It was squarely the governor's. That is why it is called Equalizer Kazi Mtaani. It is him who launched the program. And from the photos, if we had time, you can see. I want to believe in all the annexures, you can see the governor even pushing the wheelbarrow in one of the, during the launch of the program in both Kericho and Litain.
Indeed, I'm made to understand the governor's nickname or campaign name is
Equalizer.
Equalizer. Is that true?
That is
true. Want that to go on record?
That is true. Equalizer.
Thank you. How much in your estimation or from the report was utilized in this initiative?
For the two municipalities, it was 39 million. Kericho being 23, and the balance being for Bureti, Litain municipality, 16 million.
And have you seen the response of the governor and how he has responded to the issue? Has he made any clarification or brought documents to confirm how that?
First of all, he relied on the affidavits of the former CEC in charge of lands, once Malel Kipruto. That from what the officers gave him, the information, there was no funds lost. But the committee, where I sat as a vice chair, we felt the value for money in these programs could not be, met.
Thank you very much. So in your final submissions, of all the grounds that you have accused the governor of, in terms of violating the Constitution and other laws. Would you say that the governor is liable for all the impeachment charges that you brought against him?
This is one of the grounds that it shows the governor, even 2 years down the line, is never acted on this report. There are very specific recommendations where a contractor was paid. He never discharged even a duty anywhere because of even the attachments. Now, when we gave the recommendations, the governor has never even communicated back to the committee on the implementation, whether these contractors returned the money. Remember also, there's a contractor who signed for 46 days, but he was paid for 26 days. So the government of Kericho lost that money. We recommended that the contractor be surcharged or he completes the work where he was paid in excess of what he was supposed to do. That never happened, and the governor can confirm in his defense.
Thank you very much. I reserve the remaining minute for my re-exam, if need be. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Counsel for Governor, you may proceed to cross-examine the witness.
Good afternoon, Mheshimiwa Rogony.
Good afternoon, Kato.
We are meeting again.
Yes.
Yes. Just for the information of the honorable senators, you are similarly the person who moved the motion in September 2024, isn't it?
That is true.
And you moved this one.
And I'm again the mover.
This time?
This time again.
Yes, and when we were in the county assembly, you said you will move another one, isn't it?
No, perhaps this will be the last one if we will successfully...
Okay. But your mission in the assembly is to remove him, isn't it?
Not my
when
mission.
When you are elected, you took it that this is the mission to remove the governor.
Of course, if this house finds him
now,
liable.
Kasim Tani, one of your recommendations was that the EACC to investigate, isn't it?
That is true.
It's true. And you're aware that the governor instructed his people to hand over all the documents for the EACC investigations?
I'm not aware.
You don't know that the EACC is investigating?
That's what you are now raising here.
You don't know that?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, I sat in this committee.
Okay. Does it reduce your appetite to impeach the governor, or it still remains the same?
Now we have the officers who were involved.
Okay. Yeah, so this project was under lands, isn't it?
No, the two municipalities, not lands. We have the municipality of Kericho and Litein, and the two are supposed to be very independent.
Eventually, were these projects, under what department in the county government was it falling?
That is the Department of Lands, the mother department.
The mother department is lands. And who was the CEC when this project was going on?
One Brian Langat.
One Brian Langat. Could you confirm that Brian Langat is a lawyer?
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. Could you confirm that you've recruited him in the county assembly?
He is now a deputy director.
Just answer my question directly. He's a part of the county assembly, isn't it?
Yes.
And he's part of the witnesses in this impeachment of the governor, isn't it?
He is not.
Isn't he one of the people who are cited in the county assembly motion to impeach the governor?
But not in this program.
No. Just a minute. All I'm asking is that Brian Langat was part of this, is part of these impeachment processes. He's one of the resource people you interviewed for purposes of impeaching the governor in these proceedings before the Senate, isn't it?
We interviewed two of the sacked.
Just answer, is Langat one of them?
He is not one of them.
You didn't interview him?
Now, he's an employee of the county assembly, unless in the previous motion.
Okay. Now, as we speak, it is true then that he was the CEC for lands when you are investigating Kasim Tani, isn't it?
That is true.
And it is true that the governor has removed him from employment, isn't it?
That is true.
So, to what extent then are you telling these honorable senators that indeed the Senate, His Excellency the Governor has done nothing, when indeed it is on record. Just listen before you answer. I know you want to answer. To what extent can you say he has not done anything when, number one, he has forwarded the files to EACC, and number two, the only thing he could do, being to remove the person who is answerable to him, the CEC, he has sacked?
Council, that will be hypocritical because one, Wakili Brian Langat was the CEC. We have the CEO who is still serving.
Okay.
And that is the accounting officer.
Yes, sorry. Thank you very much. So you have, apart from the CEC, Brian, you also have the CEO and you have the county managers.
Yeah, the municipal managers.
Municipal managers, who
Yes.
you are implicating.
Yes.
Now, could you tell the honorable senators, are they answerable to the governor?
Yeah, the governor is the CEO of the county.
Can he sack them?
He can sack the CECs, even the county chief officers. It's a disciplinary process.
Isn't it true that they are answerable to the Public Service Board?
In terms of
Could you please just answer the
disciplinary
question?
action,
Who employs them?
the Public Service Board.
And who disciplines them?
The Public Service Board.
And who retires them?
The Public Service Board.
So what are you trying to say then? Now, you say that the contractors, some of the contractors were improperly paid and that some youths and women came to complain to you, isn't it?
To the committee.
To the committee. You also saw the list provided in reply to your complaint, a list of youths and women saying they were paid. You saw that in response to the petition.
It is only...
Please answer the question.
It's only one list, one contractor with a list that shows some M-Pesa transaction, but you cannot confirm whether those monies were channeled to those numbers.
Could I ask the question, please? It is true that the governor has provided a list of women and youth who are paid in response to your complaint that some youths were not paid, isn't it?
Council, it's an amorphous list.
Please, let's not argue. Is it true that you've seen that the governor has provided a list of the youths?
It is in the report.
It's there. Okay. Now, these are the youths that you say have come to complain to you, youths and women. Has any of them, to the best of your knowledge, gone to court to complain about non-payment for work they had given to the county? Is there any case of a complaint that I have worked and I have not been paid, filed in court?
They complained before the assembly.
I'm just asking you, are you aware of any court case?
I'm not aware about court case.
On this Kasim Tani?
Yes.
Are you aware of any complaint to the police on this Kasim Tani unpaid payments?
I'm not aware.
You're not aware. And Kasim Tani was done which year?
In 2023.
2023. So we have about 2 financial years between then and now, isn't it?
That is true.
Have you seen that issue of Kasim Tani featuring anywhere in the auditor's report? Because that is the only, that's an independent entity that would audit. Have you seen that case
You're
of Kasim Tani?
talking about the Auditor General's report?
Yes, Auditor General's report.
It featured in our reports as a...
Please answer my question. Has it featured in... You are interested. You're interested in impeaching the governor forever. So I want somebody independent. Has the Auditor General captured any complaint about Kasim Tani losses of money? To the best of your knowledge.
I'll have to... Okay, thank you. Already there is a report on HADO committee of Kasim Tani project implementation.
Mheshimiwa, that question is either yes or no.
Already there is a...
Are you aware of any Auditor General's report on that
PPRA
issue?
report.
Who has asked you about PPRA? Could you just wait, please? I've asked you about Auditor General. Is there any report from Auditor General, to the best of your knowledge?
I'll let you check then.
To the best of your knowledge, Mheshimiwa.
Okay, not so far.
You're not aware. What of Londiani victims? Is there any, are you aware of any Auditor General's report on that Londiani loss you're claiming?
Of course, it cannot find
Please just
its way
answer the
to
question.
Auditor General's report.
It's not there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, who did you say was in charge of who was the head of the county government's representation in the Londiani victims issue?
Dr. Wesley Bor.
It was Dr. Wesley Bor.
Yeah.
As we speak today, where is that Dr. Wesley Bor?
Dr. Wesley Bor exited service in the county government.
He left to work.
Yes.
And it is your case still that the governor has done nothing, yet he has retired Dr. Wesley Bor.
Dr. Wesley Bor resigned. He was not removed by the governor.
How do you know that he didn't remove him?
Because...
Okay, so anyway, an action has been taken, isn't it?
It is not the governor who took the action.
Was he answerable to the governor?
Yes.
He was answerable to the governor.
Yes.
And do you know whether the governor then told him to resign? Do you know that for a fact?
Now...
Do you know or you don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know that, okay. Now, in your report for Londiani, you also interviewed somebody by the name Edna Tonu, isn't it? And implicated her in that report.
It was
Edna Tonu
the
one of
judge
the people
in charge of health?
Yes. Was she mentioned in that report?
As a CEC.
And you made recommendations?
Part of the committee, that's okay.
You made recommendations about her, isn't it? About the need to discipline her, isn't it?
Those who are...
Please just answer the question. Edna Tonu was mentioned.
She was not part of the... She was not part of those who were recommended to be disciplined.
Okay, but she was in health.
Counsel for the governor, your time is up, unfortunately.
Mr. Speaker, sir, could I very kindly plead for about 10 minutes, kindly?
Very well.
Thank you very
10 minutes
much.
to conclude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Did you mention her in the report?
As those who were present in one of the meetings.
Thank you. And has she been removed by the governor?
Yes, of course.
She has been removed. What of Leonard Ngetich?
He's a former CEC.
Has he been removed by the governor?
Yes.
And you still want these senators, honorable senators, to still hold the governor as not having taken any action on the Londiani issue? Now, is it true that the people you had mentioned in that report included one Betsy?
Yes.
And is it true that Betsy filed a suit against you in court?
That
on that report?
The assembly.
Not you?
Yeah, okay. I don't know whether I'm the assembly, but...
Okay. Anyway, Honorable Rogonya, I am more interested in the fact that it is true that she went to court, isn't it?
Against the assembly?
Together with the other people who are recommended
Actually, the findings of the report.
Yes, against the finding of the reports.
Yes.
And a decision was made by the court that the governor should not take sorry, that's not correct. My apologies. A decision was made by the court that no action should be taken on that report, isn't it?
Yes, the findings.
The findings that no action is to be taken.
Yes.
But that notwithstanding, you want these honorable senators to say that the governor has not done anything when at most she was respecting a court order.
So you mean we leave the 9 million without accountability, and that was publicly...
No, your case is not money? 9 million. Your case is that you have made recommendation in around 2023 and governor has not done anything. And I'm telling you, governor has removed about 4 people from employment, and when he was to take the next action, a court order was in place.
Removal is not compensation, Kato.
And so what did you want the governor to do? You want him to remove the money from his pocket? Okay. Now let's move on. What have you done yourself? You have oversight over the resources. Have you gone to court yourselves? Yeah?
I don't know.
Have you gone to court for the recovery of the money, Honorable Rogoy, yourself?
Perhaps that is what we should be doing.
That's what you should be doing. Have you recorded a statement of the ESCC which is investigating? Have you recorded that statement?
Now who records it?
Have you? Have you? Just answer the question, yes or no.
Okay, I haven't.
You haven't. Have you written to ESCC to investigate?
Counsel.
Have you?
Out of the report, it
have you written to the ESCC to investigate this issue?
ESCC can acquire this information
from the assembly. Honorable Rogon, you are saying the governor has not taken an action, and I'm firstly asking you, as the accountable person that you want to say you are, have you written to ESCC to investigate this issue if you are as aggrieved as you are, as you pretend to be?
Perhaps I'll need to...
You need to write.
To write. Avoid being dodgy. These are very simple, straightforward questions, so that we save on time.
Mr. Speaker, it's a committee on implementation to follow...
Proceed, counsel, for the governor. Proceed.
Thank you. Now, it is true that this issue of Kasim Tani and Londiani were part of the impeachment complaints that you made in September 2024.
That is true.
Yourself, isn't it?
Yes.
And you've brought them back again today.
That is true.
And in the next one that you propose to bring, you will bring the same ones, isn't it?
At least it's been prosecuted now. It was not. Remember, our case was not heard in the last impeachment.
You are saying these senators didn't hear your case?
They didn't hear because of the preliminary objection that you brought in.
You are complaining against them?
Because our file was never opened.
Okay. And at that time, you didn't manage to get 32 MCS, which was 2/3.
We now have 33.
And this time round, you didn't get until you voted for Kibet yourself, Honorable Ogo.
I voted once, Council.
You voted for Kibet, and you called him and told him, let me give you 400 so that you swear an affidavit to say, I have 200. 200 plus Dubai plus Rwanda.
Council, that clip is not me.
But the voice is exactly this one, Honorable Ogonya. How do you explain that?
Council, the person who was talking in that clip was a bit drunk. I'm not drunk. I don't even drink.
We would like the people of Kericho and people who voted for you to hear you say this. You're saying you don't drink?
I don't, Council.
Completely?
You know, Council.
Do you or you don't drink?
Mr. Speaker.
No, the issue of drinking you've raised.
Let me clarify.
Do you drink or you don't?
I don't drink.
Completely?
I'm a Seventh-day Adventist.
The moment you are a Seventh-day Adventist, you don't drink?
You know, Council.
Okay, let's leave that issue. I don't think we want to go there. And lastly, on Londiani, I just want to explore this subject on Londiani finally. Is it true that when you investigated the Londiani matter, you found that the county commissioner was the chair of the committee?
He was a co-chair. Remember, the only outsider in that committee was the county commissioner.
Just stick to the question I'm asking you. Was the county commissioner the chair?
The co-chair.
Together with?
The county secretary.
Who was left, Dr. Bor, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And was the governor a member of that committee?
He appointed his own members.
Please answer the question. Was he a member?
He appointed his own members.
Please answer the question. Was he a member?
He's the appointing authority.
Mr. Speaker, so I'll ask the witness to answer the question.
He's not a member,
He's not a
but
member.
he appointed the members.
You looked at the bank accounts, isn't it?
Yes.
Is he a signatory to any of the bank accounts?
We only have 2 signatories.
Is he one of the signatories?
He's not one.
He's not. And did you trace any money to him from any of the withdrawals?
Council.
Please answer the question.
We had the governor speak.
Please answer the question.
Was
any money?
Let's make progress. Just respond to the question.
Yes, thank you very much. Was any money, did the governor ever walk to the bank and remove any money?
No.
Thank you very much. That's all, Mr. Speaker, sir. And Mr. Ogonya, my friend, I hope we remain friends.
No, we will be friends.
Okay, thank you.
Any re-examination? Counsel for the County Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, very briefly, Mr. Ogoni.
Yes.
Other than the Auditor General, has any other independent body taken up investigations in respect of the Kazi Mtaani initiative, to the best of your knowledge?
EACC says the mother, and PPRA too. PPRA.
What has, we're looking at the letter at page,
page 206, volume 4, page 206.
Volume 4 of the County Assembly's document?
Yeah.
What is the title of that letter from PPRA?
A report on ad hoc committee on Kazi Mtaani project implemented by Litein and Kericho municipal boards.
Indeed, PPRA is requesting for documentation that they had earlier requested for in the month of January, correct?
Correct, 13th of January.
So is it then correct for the governor to state that there is no other independent body that has taken up the matter?
It is wrong, of course, for him.
It is not correct.
It is not correct.
Thank you. The governor has also stated through counsel that Dr. Wesley Bor was removed from office by the governor. has the governor produced any document to indicate that indeed Dr. Wesley Bor was removed from office by the governor as a result of your recommendation?
None. Is produced none.
To the best of your knowledge, what were the circumstances surrounding the exit of Dr. Wesley Bor?
Dr. Wesley Bor, remember, he was heavily mentioned in Londiani accident and again in Kazim Tani. So the Honorable Paul B., who was the chairman of Kazim Tani, produced an impeachment motion against Wesley Bor. Wesley Bor tendered resignation upon the signatures collection because he was going to be impeached because he's part of the cabinet. He resigned.
Thank you. And you confirm that it was in the case before court that barred the implementation of the committee, that the governor saw an affidavit asking the court not to allow the implementation of the committee, correct? Thank you. You've also been told that one of the witnesses who appeared before the Senate yesterday, one Edna, Tonui, was the CEC in charge of health at the time. I want you to look at page 82 of volume 4B of the County Assembly's documents.
Volume 4B.
At page 82.
Page 82.
Kindly tell us who was the CEC in charge of health at the time.
The CEC in charge of health, that time
Council for County Assembly, your time is up, unfortunately.
Just 2 minutes, kindly.
Nora, we'll give you 2 minutes.
Thank you. Who was the CEC in charge of health at the time?
Bill Brenda B.
Is Bill Brenda B still a CEC?
She's still serving.
She's still serving?
Yes.
Thank you very much, and that's all for this witness. Thank you. And that brings us to the close of the County Assembly's case, but I will be making a short application after the witness has been interrogated by senators. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or clarifications from the honorable senators? Clerk, someone should work on my dashboard. It's run blank. Yes, Senator Fernandi.
Mheshimiwa Rogony, I'm told you are the Mutuse of Kericho. Two questions only will be, one, are you aware of section 45 and section 44 on the appointment and nomination that both the county secretary and chief officers are nominated or appointed by the governor after competitively being recruited by County Public Service Board? Number two, Speaker, sir, is the ground on fictitious payments the only ground that you want Governor Mutai to go home? Number three, in your culture, of course the Kipsigis culture, what happens to the person who hits or misuses the money belonging to the death? And finally, what do you mean by pastor's appreciation of paying 100,000 shillings? Is the prayer so expensive in Kericho? And out of 14 million, 4 million went to, approximately 4 million went to the victims, 10 million went to expenses. Was this justifiable? And finally, what do you want us to do to the governor? I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Essie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to ask the mover of the motion the following. Did he interact with the voting system before impeachment? That's one. And secondly, do you want this Senate to impeach the governor for not implementing a report? And finally, do we have a report from the Office of the Auditor General? Thank you.
Senator Faki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mine is with regard to the Kazim Tani report. Is it that the work which was supposed to be done by the companies that were pre-qualified was not done, or the people who did the work, that is the young people who are employed to do the work, were not paid by the pre-qualified companies? Number two, there are allegations that 18 members of the Assembly never voted for this motion. What is your response to this allegation? Thank you.
Senator Kericho Tabitha.
Thank you. The mover of the motion, it's about the Rodiani, because I remember it was a very sad tragedy when we all came to Rodiani. We were all there. I remember even Chirangai was there, and we really contributed. And I'm happy to see what the video that was played, that even the governor went ahead to say he's going even to ensure that their bills are cleared in the hospital. But then when you're standing there, when you're talking to the world and to the Kenya to say that some of the victims were not paid. Is that what you are saying, that some of the victims were not paid? And the money in the statements where the governor had said that he's going to clear the bills, the withdrawals, have you traced to see whether it went to pay the hospital? And then on the side of the governor, if there are people that were not compensated, it would be nice if they can be compensated. Whichever means will be used, I think it would be very nice for them to be compensated. I think I have nothing more to say. Thank you.
Senator Lekino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is direct to the witness, reminding you that you are under oath. There's a specific question that you asked, whether indeed you voted for a particular MCA. That is issue number one. And I want you to be very candid on this matter, because earlier on we're dealing with the issue of the threshold. And this is what is going to determine whether this governor goes home, ends his career, or he stays to serve the people of Kericho. So can you please reiterate and repeat under oath whether or not you voted for the nominated MCA, or whether you offered him an incentive to be able to vote so that you can achieve the threshold. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kenyu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is to the mover of the motion. In volume 40, page 60, he was saying that there is somebody called Leonard Oti who withdrew money in particular times when he was presenting. But I don't see the annexes with the issue that money for Ondiani was not reaching the victim, by virtue that the same Leonard Oti was withdrawing the same amount of money long before the Rondiani accident. For example, if you look at the same page 60, the fourth transaction, it shows he withdrew 99,000. Then on 24th December 2021, he withdrew 259, long before the Rondiani. So I don't know the annexes, why you are showing us down here how the money was being withdrawn and showing like those people are correct, but they're the same people who have been withdrawing money long before. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Now, my question is for clarification on the issue of whether the governor is accountable to the assembly, whether you are able to call the governor. Of all the issues you've raised, in his opening remarks, the governor said he has not had an opportunity to look at and implement the ad hoc report. is it possible that the issues you have raised in terms of payments, rogue or is it fraudulent payments, and others of misappropriation of funds has just happened, or is an issue that has happened before this ad hoc report? And if it so has happened, is the governor accountable, or it is only the officers who would have signed directly? There are people who would have been on a committee who would be accountable. Can you guide us on the nexus between accountability and the governor on the issues you've raised?
Senator Tobiko.
Thank you, Speaker. No. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to know from the witness, according to you, how many MCAs actually voted for the impeachment motion that you moved? And if there is any other proof you have besides the printout which is here, which already seems to be in contestation.
Senator Tabitha.
Mheshimiwa, could you clarify before this House if in any way you either forcefully took any of your colleagues' phone and voted without their consent? Number two, in regards to this fund for the victims of Londiani tragedy, what was the total amount that was contributed in order to assist the victims? And lastly, on volume 4D, from page 60, we've seen the withdrawals by Fernandez Coril on 21st, amounting to 423. On the same day again, another withdrawal of 300,000. On the same day, another withdrawal by Leonard, amounting to 100, and another withdrawal by the same Leonard, amounting to 300. Who are the signatories of this account? And as we currently speak, these people are fired. In your wisdom, do you feel that these people participated in one way or the other by fraudulently or in whichever capacity, they withdrew this money for their own personal gain? Again, on volume 4B, page 83, I've been able to look at the total expenditure, the alluded expenditure as you actually explained earlier, amounting to 13.5 million. But you state before this House that 24 million.
Senator Mariam Sheikh. Honorable Senators, you have under 2 minutes, so condense your concerns. Senator Mariam, your time is running.
Thank you, Chair. My question is, Brian Langat, he was removed from the office, and later on, he was again appointed as a CCM. And on that trial, there is Integrity Act, Integrity Act of the section of the constitutions, is it allowed that any person which has been removed from the office can be reappointed again? Thank you.
Senator Richard Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have only one question, Mr. Speaker, and I wanted Honorable I don't know that you'll be lucky to have the standing order for Kericho, but I got it from your council, so the Sergeant at Arms could pick it. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the standing orders for Kericho, which is on page 83, actually 82, and you look at our standing orders in the National Assembly, I mean in the Senate, they are nearly the same. And essentially, it just gives us a chronology. If you go to Standing Order 36. No, sorry, Mr. Speaker. It's basically on electronic voting. What I wanted you to clarify, because it's a matter that we've discussed as members of this sitting, when the voting was done electronically, did you people have a manual system in case the electronic system was going to fail? Because that's what we do here. Every time our system will fail, the speaker will say log in. If it logs in and it doesn't, we are then asked to actually walk to the speakers and we then register and say, no, I wanted to vote yes or no. Did you people have such a last line of defense in case the electronic voting didn't work? Because the question that is related to that is, what would have happened if the electronic system didn't work? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Karen Nyamu.
I'd like to ask the MCA, previously, before this impeachment motion, had the county government, no, the county assembly of Kericho, had they ever used the electronic voting before? And also, what safeguards are in place to prevent alteration of votes once they have been cast? And on Kazim Tani, can you under oath provide any documented instance to show that the governor personally diverted, interfered with, or manipulated the Kazim Tani program in Kericho County? Thank you.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member will help a lot. In his opening remarks, counsel for the county assembly told us that the governor is a very bad man. Is it your evidence that he is a bad man? And if so, the people of Kakamega are waiting in respect of the accident that was at Fort Tena, Londiani. The people who died were predominantly from Kakamega. In fact, Mukurusu village, a family of 4 was wiped out. So they would like to hear that the bad man, the governor, is the one that we are talking about, and more importantly, during your investigation, Honorable, did you establish whether the purported 90,000 that was supposed to go to victims as compensation was actually received, or was it only indicated on paper and the reported bad man did not make the actual delivery?
Senator Mungatana.
Asante Bwana Spika. Mimi nilikuwa nauliza katika hii ripoti ya Londiani, Mheshimiwa ametuambia kulikuwa wenyekiti wawili. Kulikuwa county commissioner mwenyekiti, kulikuwa county secretary mwenyekiti. Lakini katika mazungumzo yake sikusikia ataje hatua gani zimechukuliwa dhidi ya county commissioner. Manake kama kuna hatua zimechukuliwa upande huu, lazima pande hii pia achukue hatua. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa nataka kujua kama mheshimiwa katika recommendation zenu ama katika ile report kuna hatua gani mmechukua, ama ilikuwa target ni moja na ni hiyo peke yake. Asante
speak. Senator Mundegi.
Asante Bwana Spika. Swali langu kwa mheshimiwa wa Kericho. Katika Kenya kuna mipangilio ya kazi wakati pesa imekuja masinani ama kwa serikali. Mambo ya Procurement Act. Na kama mlikuwa naangalia kazi vizuri, ndio tujue mnasema ukweli. Mliangalia katika kila wakati yote kuna tangazwa pre-qualified contractors na suppliers wa vitu hata youth na disabilities. Wale watu wote mmetanza wamelipwa pesa. Wakati mlikuwa naendelea kufanya oversight, mliangalia ama walikuwa pre-qualified, ama walikuwa wamekuwa gazetted kasile kubwa, ama walipata kazi na namna gani, ama wakati unajua pia kuna system ya kunjaza ile kazi kila kona, sio mambo ya kupatiwa makaratasi. Mliangalia hiyo mambo mkaona kama ilikuwa inajia ile inafaa, ndio muweze kuona, kwa sababu wakati kazi imetangazwa mpaka wale watapeana kazi mpaka waangalie mtu wa chini na wa juu walinjaza hiyo makaratasi na namna gani, ndio ifike hapo na walipwa na namna gani. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Speaker. My question to the witness is that the system that was used to do the voting, according to the evidence before us, is a system that was developed locally by your people. Is that the case? And if that is the case, speaking as an IT expert, we know that once a system has been developed and installed, there are processes that are done to make the users of that system be able to use the system well. What were the circumstances in which the system was installed today, and then the next day it was supposed to be used for an important exercise of voting? What are those circumstances? And why was training not done properly before the MCS could be allowed to use this system which was developed locally? Number two, I am sure, being an elected MCA, you understand a bit of IT, having gone to school. Do you think it is safe to use IPPDT and a password which is an ID number to log into a system? What would be your basic requirement of a strong IT security environment? Would an ID or an HR number, IPDD, be inappropriate to log into such a very high sensitive system?
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have two issues. Number one is as a third term MCA, I believe when the last impeachment case failed, I expected you to go back to the county, reconcile with the governor, and work for the people of Kericho County. Did you make an effort as a senior member of the assembly to sit down and see how you can work for the county and with the governor? And then lastly, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to find out from the MCA, during the 14th day, how many MCAs in total were in the chambers? Because from the results that we have seen, it's only 33 that voted. The other 14, what did they do? Did they, because they expected to be either absent or abstain or vote no? And then the last one, if I still have time, if you go to volume 4A of the county assembly, you have said the challenges they faced at the committee. There was limited access to critical information that the committee required to verify allegations raised in the Kasim Tani. Who is this particular person? How come you were not able to access any information on this particular report on Kasim Tani?
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mheshimiwa Doc, My question is that, as you're aware, the governor is the CEO of the county. The governor commits no funds, signs nowhere. But of course, we have all the institutions in place. We have the treasury, we have the accounts, you have the procurement, and even the time of giving the contracts, there are committees that have been formed. In your investigation of the other committee, was there anybody who was committed for committing the anomalies that you have now found, that they gave contract to people, they paid the money before you came to the governor? Was there anybody who has been sacked? Was there anybody that you have recommended and the government has failed to sack? Or you feel that the governor is directly capable of doing, all the wrongs that are taking place?
Senator Kavindo Agnes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. My question is about the kazi mitaani. You say that there was no legislation in place. There was no law in place. And yet, you MCRs are the people who should be doing the legislation to put the law in place. And that said, I'm wondering if you now have a law in place for kazi mtaani again, if it happens to come again, and about the procurement. Is it the governor who is supposed to procure, or the procurement officers? And were the companies which were given the procurement pre-qualified in the county? And were the people who worked paid their monies? Thank you.
Senator Wafula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I have clearly listened to our good MCA talk. My question comes here. Did we have any MCA in the steering committee of this arrangement for the burial of these deceased people? How much did the MCAs and the county assembly contribute towards this kitty that you are crying about for the injured and the bereaved? And if you went there as mourners, assume you appeared in nowhere, how do mourners start auditing accounts of funds they have not contributed? And finally, did you expect the governor or any other person to float tenders on how this money is going to be used and who will audit these accounts? Thank you.
Senator Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. To the witness, now that we realize the Londiani tragedy, on the issue of the signatories, where the accountants are staff of the county, we have heard from you that these officers have been sacked. How do you make this House to understand the misappropriations of funds is attached to the governor? 2, the Kazi Mtaani program, the terminations, we've seen the termination and the sacking of employees in regards to this program. How else can you convince this House that the governor has not acted on this issue to make sure that is warrant for his impeachment? Thank you.
Lastly, Senator Morango.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Swali yangu itaenda kwa mheshimiwa kwamba ili kung'amua mbivu na mbichi venye kura zilipigwa na wakilishi wandi, Wale 9 ambao wanasema kupiga kura, lakini walihusika katika mchakato mzima wa kumng'atua gavana. Kunaye yote ambaye walichangia na kuko na ushahidi kwamba isipokuwa kupiga kura peke yake alichangia katika mchakato mzima ule kwa kuongea katika mbunge la kaunti ya Kericho, ili tuweze kujua ya kwamba alisema nini, kwa sababu anayechangia hujulikana na asiyechangia anajulikana. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Honorable MCA, you may now proceed to respond to those questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, now that I'll need to very fast respond to all the issues raised, I wish you would guide me so that I may not take long. But then let me try my level best. The Honorable Senator Cherargei, talked about Section 45. That is the appointment of CS and the COs. Yes, this is done by the Public Service Board, but the County Secretary is part of the cabinet. And from the amended standing orders of the Kericho County Assembly, we can, as an assembly, discipline the County Secretary, but the COs, we can do the recommendation to the Public Service Board. You talked about the fictitious payment. I think it is because of time. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have the misuse of FLOCA money. This is World Bank money. That is highlighted in my motion, but has not been canvassed in this House. But it is in most of the reports that you have in this House. We also have strategic intervention projects. These are capital projects in the county government of Kericho, and I can highlight one which is captured in my motion, the Kunyak dispensary upgrade to become a health center, where, Mr. Speaker, a certificate of payment of Kenya shillings 8 million was raised even before the contractor started anything on site. It is wrong, and this is when the Committee on Implementation visited the site, the contractor was going to begin the works. But from the information given to the Assembly by the Department of Finance, they claimed that the facility itself is on the slab level and the kitchen is on the walling stage. This is contrary to the findings of the committee which visited the site. Mr. Speaker, we also have the misuse of enough CDP funds. It is also highlighted in my motion. And Mr. Speaker, even if you check the response from the governor as of 10th of June 2025, up to Kenya shillings 281 million, that is 266 million from the World Bank and 15 million from the county government of Kericho contribution has been used. If we had an opportunity to prosecute this, it will be appalling, because this is a fund, Mr. Speaker, which has a manual from the World Bank. And I can tell you the governor cannot produce even a single minute from the county project steering committee.
Mheshimiwa, whose question are you responding to?
No, to this Honorable Cherargei. He was telling me that are we only pegging the impeachment of the governor on the fictitious payments? There are so many grounds that we raised, and that is why it's a matter of time. I cannot talk about the money for the death, Honorable Cherargei, because in our community, it is not good to take money meant for the death. And it was prosecuted, the money for the pastor. Of course, it was wrong. It was not part of the expenditure out of that money. So the county government of Kericho cannot account up to Kenya shillings 9 million. And the governor has a burden to prove to this House when he takes the stand. Senator Okenyuri, the voting system before, we used to do any division manually. But when the standing orders were amended last year, it then required the Assembly to use electronic voting even on a matter as this. And I can guarantee you from the logs that will be produced, and I followed when the director ICT was being cross-examined, each member who voted can be accounted for, for 33 of them. I did not get the Auditor General's report from Senator Okenyuri. Senator Faki, kazi mtaani. Mr. Speaker, most of these works were done, but then not even most of these works, some of them were done, but others, the contractors were merely assigned a place, they never did anything. It is in the report, but they were paid. We felt as a committee that looked into this, that the value for money was not realized. And we even gave the governor recommendations to ensure these contractors who were paid without a single documentation be surcharged, and the officers who oversaw this process be disciplined. As of now, it cannot be the CEC in charge of lands who will carry the burden, when we still have the municipal manager who is still serving to death. The accountant who paid is still serving to death. The municipality of Litein was, at the moment, acted by the sub-county administrator. He's still serving. And that is the accounting officer who oversaw the whole process. So most of these officers are currently working. They have never been called to account the loss of 39 million. And that is why I said, pursuant to Article 179, 4 of the Constitution, and County Governments Act, Section 33F, the governor bears the huge responsibility in the way the resources of the county is managed. Senator Tabitha talked about the Londiani victims. I can tell you, if you pay 4.8 million of the 14 million shillings raised, that tells you up to 9-point-something million was not given to those victims. And the commitment by the governor in that clip, how I wish we had time, because to this Senate we produced 3 clips for Londiani. Governor talking about this is what we're going to do. When the report from this committee came, he talked about my hands are tied, I cannot punish any official. Then we felt the governor is the biggest beneficiary in the whole scenario, because how can you then not even take a chief officer or even the signatory to account where this money was spent? Senator Ledama Olekina, first of all, Honorable Kibet Bosuben is elected member of County Assembly representing Cheblanget. And for the record again, the clip that was played in this Senate, that is not me. And perhaps the member needs to produce, even, you know, if he was recording me, for instance, then there should be that conversation between me and him. In this affidavit is put here, he should be able even to produce, including the timings. The arbitrary clip that has been played is so funny, and as I said, Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, I happened to school with Senator Aaron Cheruiyot in high school, and I want to set this record straight. I was the chairman, Seventh-day Adventist group. Even at the university, I became a deacon for 4 years. How can I be a drunkard? I have integrity to protect, even after being elected. So the person, Senator Ledama, that is not me. And I voted once. In fact, I was number 4 in that log, because as the mover of the motion, I wanted my vote to count, because I badly wanted all the members to pass the motion for us to come and be heard before the Senate. Last time we were not heard. Kinywa, Leonard Oti, if you check the transaction, I want to just, and I want to believe Kinywa is here. Show me. I would wish to request Kinywa. Page. So, members, let me take you to volume 4D, page 60. If you check, when the fundraiser money was raised, Senator Kinywa, on 4th of July 2023, there was a deposit of Kenya shillings 13,653,660. That is in cash that was deposited into the account. And you can see 537,150, that was the pay bill money, that the pay bill was tied to this account. And you can see also 266,361, that money was sent by a businessman in Kericho who supported the family, and we have the 51,051 again. If you add all that money, it brings a total of 14 million and some amount on top. Now, you can see transaction began from date 11 of July. So this account was existing, but the county decided to use this account. So the transaction is where we are beginning from down there, where withdrawals were done. I want to believe I've explained. And so Senator Muma, accountability to the Assembly. Of course, the executive is accountable to the Assembly through the CECs appointed by the governor. But then, I want to, Mr. Speaker, you know this governor has history for not implementing any single report. The Kazim Tani report was tabled, not a single implementation was done by the executive. The Londiani accident victims, even Senator Boni Halwale, the families who perished from Western, the committee members paid a visit to Western, to the families, to confirm. The county government of Kericho paid 90,000 to those who we lost and 60,000 to the families who survived. But then, out of the 14 million, the national government, through the Ministry of Treasury, gave 300,000 to every family that lost their loved ones, and 200,000 for the families of those, the survivors could be traced. Now, the county government, raising merely 14 million, could not disperse the entire 14 million to the families, and the governor himself committed to doing so. I can tell you it is up to this House to establish whether the 9 million the governor will account, and said he dispersed later on, because what we can trace is only 4.8 million. Senator Tobiko, MCS who voted for the motion are 33, and that is why we are here, because we met the threshold. Tabitha, if you see, being the mover of the motion, I was seated in front. I want to believe if that video will have an opportunity to be played. And I sat throughout the motion until it ended. And I had only one phone in my hand and only one link. So I didn't vote for anybody. And anybody who claims that I voted for, I saw a ruling done by the Speaker that later on there is an independent audit that will be carried out on that system. It will reveal if through my phone I voted for two people or for myself alone. Otherwise, we can account for the 33 who voted. And so that they don't take you around. We already have one who's sworn affidavit that I voted. And initially, the governor had taken her to Kisumu, hid her for more than 3 days, but she sneaked. And she was able to testify that she voted. We only need the other 3 to confirm they voted. So there was a breakdown by Senator Tabitha. Actually, if you look at my affidavit in volume 2, when you get your time, I was able to break down the entire payment. The 423 was meant to be paid fictitiously to some spending. The 411 that you can find somehow later on was paid to Supertix. These are the people who are not meant to receive this amount. In fact, the governor said the county is not broke. This county is rich. And again, he instructed the same committee to make payments for the expenditure that was never meant to. This one we can prove. And even despite the fact that we came up with this report, he never acted on the report. Senator Mariam, Brian Langat was fired by the governor as the CEC. And if you check the grounds under which the governor fired the 6 CECs was failing to adhere to they talked about executive orders. Executive order 1 of 2022, 1 of 23, 1 of 24. If you look at the executive orders, is failing to adhere or to go to wherever they were posted to. Now, you cannot tie Brian to the incident of Londiani in that firing spree. And we realized Brian is a very young man who had a future. Before he was picked as an executive, he was the legal officer in the assembly. So when an opportunity was advertised in the assembly, he applied. And he was competitively sourced. He is now the deputy director, legal services. We feel Brian was not fired for lack of or for committing any offense. Senator Onyonga, it is true, your standing orders and ours, we are trying to improve as a county because we felt if we continue using manual, I remember the only assembly that we are still using the assembly that was used by the defunct local authorities. And there is one that we are building. Once we have a modern assembly like this, I want to believe we'll be having gadgets like this. And it will be easier for us to vote, and the results will be seen within a minute.
Mheshimiwa, you have 2 minutes to go.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Nyamo, we've never used electronic voting before because we've never had a matter as of great importance as this one. So we had to use on this one because it is a decisive vote. And it doesn't mean that we used it so that we get the requisite numbers. I want to believe the IT officer has explained, in case of any malpractice or in case of any failure, I want to believe there was a way we were going to address that. Senator Boni, yes, from the council, Ongoya, of course he painted governor as a bad man. And if we had an opportunity of playing most of those clips, the governor is a man of doublespeak. When the report on fictitious came out, he referred to the same MCS he had faith in as contractors. But before then, he said, I have faith in this MCS, looking into the matter. When the matter came up, he talked about them. In fact, the shocking thing, the other committee that was looking into Londiani incident, the governor in broad daylight and in public referred to them as funeral committee. This is another committee composed of honorable members. When you publicly refer them as funeral committee, it is up to this house to find this is not a good governor, but likely to be a bad one. Senator Mungatana, actually, the composition of the committee that was spearheading the distribution of this money was co-chaired by the county commissioner. 90% of the committee members were appointed by the governor, and the officers, he supervises them. So this county commissioner had no role in that committee, despite the fact that he was a co-chair. I want to believe other things that was raised about the voting have been able to, the officer before has deliberated on. Senator Abbas, governor is the CEO of the county. And as I said, any misuse of funds that we've witnessed, we tied the governor to that because pursuant to County Governments Act, Section 30, and Article 179(4) of the Constitution, the governor bears the greatest responsibility in the manner in which our resources are misused. So the others, Mr. Speaker, issues of voting, we will, under your directive, we will be getting the real results. But I want to beseech this House, when the time comes for voting, please consider the issues of Kericho. It is not one. There are so many grounds, including the haphazard dismissal of staff by the governor. There is one CEC who was dismissed in 2023, a very young man, who went to school in a village, school, scored the best grade, came to Kenyatta University, was working for the Water Trust Fund. But the governor, by a mere text, he was dismissed. This is a governor who should learn that when you're given opportunity, you need to act according to Article 75 of the Constitution, conduct of the state officers, so that the governor should know, being a governor of a county like Kericho does not mean you're above the law and you can do anything as you think. It is up to the Senate to decide on behalf of the people of Kericho.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Thank you. Now that the Yes, Counsel for the County Assembly, you have something to say?
Yes,
please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you recall that at the close of our case, I had intimated that I would be making a very quick application. At the end of our examination in chief yesterday, we were told by the Senate that they reserved the interrogation of our first witness, Mr. Geoffrey Bett. We still wanted to have that clarification whether he's still needed because we still have him around. He's one of the witnesses that is living with disability, so we wanted to have that clarification first. And secondly, and related to the issue, at the end of his testimony yesterday, the said witness made an application for protection, not just on his physical attack, but even against bullying on social media. He has brought to my attention an incident that went against the request that he had made, that yesterday through a Facebook post,